Career Shift, Follow Your Passion. This complimentary webinar is brought to you by POWERinU, and POWERinU is a training, coaching, and consulting company with offices in the Philippines. And we've been offering free webinars regularly since January 2019. Our mission is to partner with organizations to enable them to deliver strong business results by enhancing their talent and leadership through value adding strategic consulting solutions. So, with that, let me go ahead and introduce our speaker for this evening. Tonight's speaker has been listed as one of the top 100 Filipinos to follow in LinkedIn for Inspiration in Learning 2019. She is also the first Jack Canfield certified trainer in the Success Principles in the Philippines and the first in Asia, and is also a certified trainer in the Canfield methodology. With close to 20 years of experience in the field of human resources and various multinational companies in the Philippines, she was at the forefront of the boom of the business process outsourcing or BPO industry in the Philippines, acting as director also of human resources for companies including Dell, Convergys, Logica, and Teletech, and as a regional director for the Asia Pacific region of Headstrong. Penny has extensive experience in information technology, business process outsourcing, consumer goods services, insurance, and business process management. She was an executive director of the IBPAP, or the IT and Business Process Association of the Philippines, a 2019 to 2020 Board of Trustee of the People Management Association of the Philippines, or the PMAP, and she was the PRO of the Career Development Association of the Philippines, or CDAP, in 2014. Penny has already launched two books: Career Shift, Follow Your Passion, which was published in August of 2017 with a foreword by Jack Canfield. And then she published Ask for a Bigger Blanket last November 2019. Everyone, let us please welcome our speaker for this evening's webinar, Miss Penny Bongato. Penny?
Thank you, June. Thank you very much for that introduction. I was getting kind of worried about the introduction because the longer the introduction, the more wisdom I know people think we have. And as what you mentioned, career shift, is it time to do the career shift now? June forgot to mention, and we didn't put it in the introduction, that I'm an engineer by education, and I did practice my engineering degree when I did industrial engineering work for San Miguel. But somewhere along the way, in a company where June and I were office mates, I was moved from one job, one position to another position, not engineering anymore, until I ended up in HR. And there I found my passion. There I realized that this is what I really want to pursue in my career. So I stayed in that field for a long, long time. So asking myself, is this really the job that I want? Is this really what makes you happy? What is my passion? What is it that I can do and be happy? And that it doesn't feel like work. So, three phases of self discovery and self awareness that I'd like you to think about. Phase one is waking up. Phase two is gaining clarity. Wake up. Is this really what you want? How do you gain clarity? And if your answer to the question is, I'm not sure whether this is what I want or not, find that clarity and then take control. You are in control of your life. No one is in control of your life but you. Remember that. I know of people who may have been saying that they really don't like the job that they're doing ever since, but they have no choice. You always have a choice. So let's go through the three phases of self-discovery and self-awareness. So let's start with question. Sorry, I am also a teacher. I teach at Del Sal College of St. Benilde. Let's start with a quiz. Let's start with the basics. And your answer could be yes or no. So let's try it in the chat box. So it's okay to say yes or no. Just try it in the chat box. Every question I will ask. Are you happy? Do you feel like you are forcing yourself to go to work? Yeah, like waking up in the morning knowing that there's work from home. Do you feel that you're forcing yourself to work? Okay. Sometimes yes. So if you feel you're forcing yourself to work, okay, what's another question? Another question is, do you often daydream during office hours? Most of the time, oh no, not daydreaming. So no. Okay. Oh, sorry. Are you sleep deprived? Okay. Next question. Is money your only motivation at work? Sometimes. So no. Okay. Do you have a dream job that is not your current job? So if the answer is yes or no, it's really up to you because during this pandemic you may have had the time to reflect what you really wanted. Do you ask yourself, is this what I will do forever? I was just talking to a friend of mine last night, and we were talking about work. That initially she was happy, she moved to another job. Initially she was happy with work, but why does it feel that may kulang eh? There's something missing. And then she started asking herself, is this really what I want? So we began talking about this, exactly this thing. So now let's gain clarity. What do you want? What is your passion? What is it that fires you up and gets you excited? Can I really do what I want to do? Many people ask me that question. Can I really follow my passion? And they will say, my wife or my spouse, my significant other might say, wala namang pera dyan eh. There's no money in that field. Why will you do that? Or your parents might say, don't do that. You know, there's chances of going abroad is nil. So questions asked, and I hear this question so many times. Sometimes by yourself, you ask yourself, and by others. What's the best job for me? You don't know. For some who are students, we may have some students here in the webinar. They ask, "What's the best job for me?" My mom's an accountant. My dad's an accountant. Accountant. They asked me to take accounting. Should I do take that? My mom picked my course. Was it the right one for me? Even though I know I'm not good with numbers, or I don't like nursing. They just want me to go abroad. So the question is, what is it that you really want? I hear this question too many, many times because I've reached that stage of dual citizenship. So I have retired as well. Is it too late to do what I love? Well, if you're still breathing, it's never too late. It's never too late to follow your dreams. However, for many young ones, ONES, the statement I hear is, I really don't know what I want. One time I want this, the next time I want that. What is it that you really want? That's why you have to dig deep in your heart What is it that makes your heart sing? So, phase one, is it too late? Self talk, which I often hear, I'm already 50, it's too late to start again. You'll be surprised. I have had so many friends, coaches, in fact, who, because they did an early retirement, they were saying, what will I do now? Then they went to the call center industry. And one person was even being promoted. He didn't like to be promoted because he just wanted to work. It's never too late. You want to be a chef, you want to cook, you want to bake. There's a lot of opportunity now. It's never too late. What will my parents say? They want me to follow their footsteps. When you are still a student and your parents are the one paying for your tuition fee, you may not have any choice. However, if it is already you at 30 and you still follow whatever they say, that's your choice. I always say, you may have heard this saying, um, if you are born poor, it's not your fault. But if you die poor, unless you want to be poor forever, if you die poor, it's your fault because you are in control of your life. No one else is. I have a family. I can't take the risk. This I hear many times because of the pandemic. What should I do? What what what's the best thing for me to do now? And I'm sure you have some answers to that, which I will ask you later. So this is my favorite quote. My favorite quote is, the capacity to learn is a gift, the ability to learn is a skill, and the willingness to learn is a choice. I'm past retirement age, I'm a dual citizen, but I still keep on learning because you always have to learn. And as a teacher, I have to learn too, so that I can teach my students the the new way of doing things, the new normal. What will 2021 be like? And have to read and research. So the willingness to learn is a choice. I don't I won't be able to do it. All those negative self-talk, it's too hard. How am I going to get through this year? I've heard this many, many times this last year. And I'm sure you have asked this question as well. Is it too risky to make that move? What if I fail? I was in a conversation 2 days ago with a friend of mine, and we were talking about tools for um for webinars like this. And she was telling me, use this tool because it's fantastic. It's a new tool, they will enjoy it. And I said, it's the beginning of the workshop and I'll use a new tool. What if I fail? And she said the same thing that I was supposed to say to myself. Why am I thinking of failing? What if I don't fail? What if I make it? If I fail, I'll try again. Never stop trying. Never give up. Many of us fear. We fear failure. But what is fear? Fear is fantasized experience appearing real. What if I fail? That is a question of fear. You haven't failed yet. You're thinking of failure already. And that's exactly what my friend said to me. You haven't tried it yet. And now you're thinking of failing. Don't think of failing because you will not fail. So let's not think of failure. Let's think it can be done. And if others have done it, so can you. So my mentor, Jack Canfield, is the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul and the Success Principles, said, don't worry about failures. Worry about the chances you miss when you don't even try. You don't even try to do what you want. That is something that you missed in life. Let's not miss the wonders, the wonderful life that we have by not even trying. So, what is your passion? What is that clarity? Rediscover your passion. Discover your passion. What would you like to do if money were no object? What is it you would love to do? Another question is, what blessings do you give the world today? What is your core gift? Find what gives joy and go there. And go there and do it every day. You know, I've been teaching for the past 11 years at Benil, and teaching really does not, it's not a high paying job. And last term, I had 60 students, three sections, and I taught in the master's class as well. And teaching online is not easy, meaning just putting the materials there for them to study. It's not easy, but I love it. I will not give it up because it's a passion of mine. So do what you love and love what you do. Because if you do that, if it won't feel like work. If you love what you're doing, it doesn't feel like work. Isn't it wonderful if that you get paid for doing something that you love and it doesn't feel like work? For some of you, you may have heard of Ikigai. Ikigai is a book and it's a Japanese term. And the Japanese term for Ikigai means a reason for being. And the word refers to having a meaningful direction or purpose in life. What is our purpose? We begin always with our purpose, constituting the sense of one's life being made worthwhile with actions, spontaneous and willing. So, what is your Ikigai? And we just had this at the Canfield Group life purpose statement with the Ikigai Venn diagram, what you love to do, what the world needs, what you what you can be paid for, and what you're good at. The intersection of what you love to do and what you need the world needs is your mission. The intersection between what the world needs and what you are paid for is your vocation. What you're good at and what you can get paid for is your profession. And the intersection of all of what you love and what you're good at is your passion. And the intersection of it is your purpose, is your ikigai. And what is your purpose? So, my purpose in life and all of this, we just had a workshop this afternoon. It's very tiring, and yet we're here because our purpose is really to be able to, my life purpose is to be able to inspire, motivate, help Filipinos be the best version of themselves because we can be the best version and get what we really want. If others have done it, we can do it too. If other countries have moved from third world to first world, we can do it too. We just have to follow our purpose in life and follow what we really want. And be happy. Let's all be happy. So paint your future. What is it that you love to do? Who are you? What is your purpose? What do you see around you? Take a look at if you are to dream, might as well dream big. So what do you see around you that will make your heart sing? That will make you smile from ear to ear? What is it that you can do every day without even getting paid for it? What work do you do, and what work do you really want? So I also work on this, and this is what we call the vision board. So if you know what you want, if you have goals in your life, goals for your financial, goals for your career, goals for your health and fitness, relationship, personal, your fun time and recreation, and your contribution to the church, to the community, and to society, to the environment. Write your goals and make a vision board. Because when you see your own vision board, you will realize, I can do this. If others have done it, so can I. And when you see your own picture of your future, you see it every day, you will be inspired. I am inspired to take action, even small steps of action every day to get me closer to my goal. I was in Facebook with a colleague of mine in the Reignite Club of Jack Canfield. And one of my goals this year is health. Just a story. Um, COVID hit our family. Not seriously, but still hitting the family. And there was only one person who was not hit, who was not positive, and that person was me. And I was just asking myself, why? Why? Why me? Why me negative? And they were all positive. The young ones were positive. And I said, shouldn't I be happy that I was negative? I had it, I had myself swabbed twice to be sure. And then it's still negative. And I said to myself, I am positively negative and I should be happy with that. So, health and fitness is part of my goal this year. And I want to make sure that even whatever I do, that I follow my passion, health is one of the priorities. I have here my mug of water because I committed to drinking at least 8 glasses of water a day. I've had about five already, one glass when I wake up, and one glass before I go to sleep. So it's not a surprise that in the middle of the night I have to get up. And I put all those things because I want to make sure that I am healthy to follow my passion. I have the strength and the energy to follow my passion. So when you're ready, make that shift. I know it's so uncomfortable, but the only way to really reach your dream is to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Because once you are already in that uncomfortable zone, it will become comfortable. Be comfortable with the uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable. I hope you got that. We'll do an exercise later. I'll show it to you. So make that shift, make it happen. But before you make that shift, make sure that you are prepared. So be a lifelong learner. The best investment you can make is in yourself. You know, before I retired from my job at IBPAP, the best 7 years of my life was with the association, the IT and Business Process Association of the Philippines. Best 7 years of my life. Why? Because I was able to work with the schools, develop programs, develop a curriculum for college, which was approved in 4 months. Never in the history of the Commission on Higher Education did they approve um, a specialization track in college in 4 months' time. And our specialization track, service management, was approved in 4 months. And I asked then um, Secretary Commissioner Liquanan, um, ma'am, what made you approve our program so fast? And she said, it was presented well. Sabi niya, because it was nicely done, Penny. At saka, ang kulit mo eh. Sabi niya sa akin, makulit ka. You keep on following up. And since we know that it's good, we approved it. So was a learning, it was a learning step for me as well. That asking and working hard for what you want, I have to learn as well. I had no idea what a CMO was, but wanting to give back and be able to give more and learn more. Whatever I learn, I share. And whatever you can share, other people, you can share it with other people as well. So we'll have a last exercise. And this is one of the things that I love to do. It's called have an attitude of gratitude. So whether you type it in the chat box or say it out loud, that's fine. But we begin and end our day with gratitude. This is one of the most powerful principles in life. And you probably may have heard it from many people, many people. Brother Bo would say this always. Jack Canfield would say this always. I go to Mass at Manila Cathedral online every day and always talking about gratitude. So have an attitude of gratitude. And we do an exercise, it's called Rampage of Appreciation or Rampage of Gratitude, wherein you just thank that you have a phone, that you have water, that there's an electric fan beside me. If not, it's so hot. That there's air to breathe, that I'm awake, that at my age, I still don't have maintenance medicines. I don't have hypertension. I don't have high cholesterol. I am in good shape. I even do indoor cycling. So when I wake up every morning, when I open my eyes, even before I open my eyes, I always say, "Thank you, Lord, for another day. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up." And before I go to sleep, I do what we call our mirror exercise. I talk to myself in the mirror. And part of the mirror exercise is being able to tell myself what I'm grateful for and tell the journal what I'm grateful for. There's so many things to be grateful for. And even, at work, be grateful. Even if you have a not so nice boss, be grateful because perhaps you can learn from the boss. I looking at the COVID situation in our household that I was um, said to be negative. I was asking myself why. The reason why I was scared to be the negative one because I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to. I'm not the usual wifey person who does household chores. But I had to learn those things. And I am grateful that I am positively negative because I've learned about gratitude. The more grateful you are, the more blessings come your way. So, our exercise. So, gratitude is the best attitude. So, I want you to type in the chat box, I'm grateful for blank because blank. I am grateful for this water, my jug of water, my tumbler of water, because I am thirsty. I'm grateful that I have light. I have my third floor because this is where I isolated myself during the time that everyone had COVID. I'm grateful that there's a fan here because it's hot. I'm grateful that I'm awake. I'm grateful that we have food on the table because life is just good. Don't, if you ask me, Miss Penny, wala ka bang problema? Ang dami kong problema. You wouldn't believe the roller coaster ride I took last year. The journey I took last year from the COVID to having been my father-in-law being hospitalized 3 times, and now it's his birthday, and I roller coaster. But I continue to follow my passion. I continue to do the things that I love to do, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful that even though there are challenges in life, we are still blessed. So please type in the chat box what you are grateful for. Okay, please type. Okay. So I'll read some of the things that you wrote. I'm grateful for the help from my classmates. I'm grateful for my family and friends because they support me. I'm grateful for my tatay who prepared my breakfast. I'm grateful that my mom replied with humor to the SMS that I sent today. And the humor was in all caps. I'm grateful for my comforter because the weather is really cold. Ah, Isai, hello. I miss you. I'm grateful for my job because of it. I can buy food and all our basic necessities. So there are so many things to be grateful for. Always have an attitude of gratitude. Begin and end the day with gratitude. So if you're asking yourself, is it the time to shift? Go through those 3 phases. Do you have clarity? Do you really know what you want? Do you really know your life purpose? Because it begins with your why. And all the things that you do, starting with your why, will bring meaning and purpose, joy. And, if you love what you do, money will follow. If you follow your passion, one way or the other, money will follow. You have to believe it to be able to see it. I know that um, Doubting Thomas said, I have to see it to believe it. But in the law of attraction, in the law of God, be, you have to believe it, be able to see it. I'm grateful for the colleague who asked why I have been under the radar. I did not realize she will miss my presence. There are so many people who are now thinking of only the hard things in life. Think of the good things. So again, follow your passion, take the career that's close to your heart, be happy, realize what you really want to do. So the key takeaways that I have for you tonight that I hope you had: decide, commit, succeed. Are you committed to be happy? Please answer. Are you committed to be happy? Yes or no? Chat box. Yay. Thank you for saying yes. Because if you're not committed to be happy, let's talk after. Are you committed to follow your passion? Let's see what your answer to this will be. Oops. Yes. Are you committed to paint your future? Are you committed to look at your goals? What you really want? Oh, yes. So, are you committed to take action? Because even if you know what you want, you write your goals, you visualize it and affirm that it's going to happen in your life. If you don't take action, nothing will happen. My goal is like for my goal for this year is health. So I have to exercise. I have to really take care of myself. So key takeaways: commit to be happy, commit to follow your passion, commit to paint your future, commit also to take action every day to get you closer to your goal, and commit to be the best you. You can be the best version of yourself. Remember, if others can do it, so can you. Kung nakaya nila, kaya ko. Kung kaya ko, kaya mo. Kung kaya mo, kaya ko. Kaya natin. The only person who can say na hindi mo kaya is yourself. But remember, as long as you want to do it, as long as you're committed, no one can stop you from doing what will make you happy. So at this point, are there any questions? I turn it back to you, June.
Wow. Thank you very much, Penny. And I guess a virtual applause is in good order. You know, to the audience out there, while we are now opening the floor to questions, and we encourage you to feel free to type in your questions at the chat box or the Q&A. One thing I can tell you as you're preparing your questions is that, believe it or not, Penny, after having known you now for almost 38 years, you continue to characteristically speak with inspiring and very encouraging and highly motivating posture. Your demeanor is one that is filled with positivity, as well as certainly a lot of enthusiasm. So, Penny, while we're waiting for some of the individuals to come up with their questions, despite the fact that I've known you for almost 4 decades now, I'd like to throw off a question, Penny, that actually may have already been sent to us, and you kind of alluded to it during the time that you were speaking to us earlier. You yourself said that you were not actually you were vulnerable, particularly in 2020, that you were not immune to challenges. So, one of the questions that we would be interested to know is, how do you develop self confidence, Penny? If I know that you said you pursue your passion, but wreaked with challenges and beset by issues both on the personal front and those that are closest to you. How do you develop self confidence, and how do you turn around from such a position of seemingly despair?
That's that was my position last year. Yeah, I'm blindly optimistic person. That's one of my characteristics in one of the assessment that I did. Blindly optimistic, and last year was a roller coaster ride, really, for me. And I was losing confidence as well because what will happen? How did I turn it around? I wrote my 100 and 100 successes. So some of you are my Facebook friends. I don't know if you read it in my Facebook, my 100 successes in life, because it was an assignment in one of the coaching club that I joined. And I realized that I had more than 100. I went to 160 and I'm still writing. So I've done a lot in my life that I shouldn't lose self confidence. So think of the things that you have thought of before. Think of the things that you have done before that gave you happiness and joy in your life, that brought you that confidence, because that will bring the confidence back.
Okay. Thank you very much, Penny.
Career
Penny,
shift, June. I have a question for you. I have a question for the host.
go ahead.
And tell us the story of your career shift to HR.
Okay, well, time permitting, yes, I'll keep it concise. I guess the audience may have known, as I articulated earlier, that we've known each other now for almost 38 years. And I would like to say that Penny can take the responsibility and the credit for my own career shift. I had been steeped into sales, marketing, and marketing communications for about 20 years when she offered me a job to move to human resources. I think she made reference to that in her book, Follow Your Passion, in one of the chapters there. And I
Yes.
said, Penny, I've got my sights on learning in sales and marketing communications. My career is moving forward. What do I know about human resources, and what do I do? How do I even begin? And Penny turned around and turned around and straight to my eyes said, the job is what you make out of it. The job is what you make out of it. So Penny, right then and there, made a mark in my mind and in my heart that really said, it's not about the job description, but it's about what you can make out of the job. I can define the job, I can reinvent the job, I can reinvent myself in the process, make my mark, and the passion will just make the performance follow. So yes, Penny, that was my own career shift thanks to you. So yes, you can take the credit as well as some of the blame.
This is a conversation. June, I really don't remember having said that. You reminded me that I've said that, and many times people tell me, Miss Penny, you said this to me, and thank you because it made a mark in my life. It changed my life. Sabi
it
ko,
was
ah,
a
ah,
it was in edible indelible mark in my life, and it was written with permanent ink.
oh,
So,
okay.
Penny, an interesting question that has come up. I think this was sent to us even before the webinar, and might be something that's down your alley. Uh, Penny, someone asked, is it too late to shift career 5 years before the mandatory age requirement?
No, it's not. I made my I made another career shift um, before the mandatory age requirement when I retired at IBPAP. IBPAP's retirement age is not 60, but the mandatory of 65. So when I turned 60, I did make a career shift. What was my career shift all about? I started coaching.
Mhm.
I started doing career coaching, life coaching. I started doing this, a lot of talks. And how did it begin? It began when June and I were at Converges, when I started being able to gain confidence in presenting to people, standing up. And when I asked Brother Bo, can I share at the feast? And he said yes. So I spoke in front of 4,000, 8,000 people. I said, kung kaya nila, kaya ko. Kaya nila, kaya ko. And kakayanin ko. It's really up to you.
Yep.
So how do you make that shift? Know what you want, go for it,
Mhm.
study it. If you have time not to retire at 65 and it's 5 years before retirement, slowly move into that passion. And sabi nga nila do it on the side.
Mhm.
And that was what I was doing. I was doing coaching on the side. I was doing speaking engagements on the side before I retired. I
Okay.
prepared myself.
Okay. Penny, a question that's come up here in the chat box is now moving further on from that earlier question. Can you make a career shift after you have retired, or if you have already retired?
Oh,
That's for you,
yes.
Penny.
Yes, yes. One of the things that I do right now, um, believe you me, Jack Canfield is a member of Young Living. So Young Living is an MLM, multi-level marketing. And I love essential oils. I've been a user of essential oils. And who wouldn't want to be under Jack Canfield? So I'm part of MLM, and many retirees are part of MLMs, network marketing. You have Usana, you have New Skin, you have Young Living, you have Forever, whatever. Um, I'm a member also of Lifestyle, which my husband takes, this Intra, and the one in Alpha Land. So I'm a member of many MLMs. So there's no stopping you from doing a career shift. Now you might say, I'm not good in sales. Ano yun, mapapag-aralan yan. They have a lot of training for us, for you to be successful.
And I understand, Penny, that from your response, I know this because I know that you have always been an advocate and extremely passionate about continuous learning, particularly self-learning. So I can believe that. Now, Penny, here's a question, and I leave this in your capable hands. If you are not happy with your job, is quitting the only action or resolution there, or can we still be happy and thankful for the career we already have? Over to you, Penny.
That's a very hard question. No, actually, if you're not happy with your job, quitting the only action or resolution. I like the second part. Can you still be happy and thankful for the career we already have? That looks like the same, almost the same question worded differently. The second part is be thankful that you have a job, particularly now that people are getting laid off. But if you have a chance to follow what you really want on the side, like we've seen a lot of plantitos and plantitas recently, a lot of chefs, a lot of people selling, a lot of new things happening. Do it on the side. But if you have a hard time going to work every day, when you drag yourself to work every day, maybe it's time, because you will also not be productive. You will also not be happy. You might even get a needs improvement in your performance appraisal, which you don't want in your record.
Mm.
So be happy with what you have if you think you can still be happy, and do something on the side towards your passion.
Okay. Penny, how would you know when you have chosen the right career?
How would you know?
Yeah, I guess this question is for someone who happens to be where he or she is right now. And are there telltale signs? Are there indications, indicators? How would you know that you are at the right job, at the right place, at the right time?
For me, I would answer that question this way. When I'm excited to, every morning I wake up, and I'm happy I'm eager to go to work. When I'm excited to go to work, I when you love what you do, and it doesn't feel like work, then that's it.
Mhm.
Uh, but when you drag yourself to work, then that's another sign. That's a
Okay.
different sign.
Okay. And this question from the chat box: what is more important then? Is it the happiness doing your job, or the profit or the gain that you get out of it?
What does profit mean?
Yeah, I guess for lack of clarity, it could be both the material, the financial. Uh, Not sure
Yeah.
if our, yeah.
Mhm. So if you can find a job that you will be happy in, that will bring you happiness and joy, and again, I say that um, will get you paid as well.
Hmm.
If you can convert that thing that will give you happiness and joy into something profitable, why not? Now, if you're if you if you are doing your job because you need to feed a family, don't leave, because paano ang pamilya mo, no?
Yeah,
What will
yeah.
happen to your family? Just do your passion on the side until your passion can become your career.
Okay. And I know, Penny, during your presentation earlier, you also actually articulated that explicitly when you said, if you are doing what makes you happy or following your passion, the money will actually follow,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
And
I'm
maybe as
mhm.
a last message from you, Penny, can you elaborate on that a little bit further? Because I don't think we have time for a last question.
Okay. You know, when you follow your passion, when you love do the things that you love to do, you will be productive, you will do a lot more work, you will exude happiness and joy, and you will be grateful for that. And the more grateful you are, the more blessings come your way. That's why I keep on saying about gratitude, and the money does follow. You know, I've been blessed with the things I did at IBPAP. The money was not big. Our salary was not big in an association. If I were in a BPO, yes, could have earned three times more. But I was so fulfilled with what I do. The on the side was my on the side speaking engagement here and there, which
Mhm.
allowed me to augment my income without really asking for it.
So the money did follow, Penny.
The money did
The
follow.
opportunities came and doors were open, and in the end, as a bottom line, you ended up doing and following your passion.
Yes. And then I know many of the some of the people here I've met in schools. I may have encountered you in the speaking engagement I did in a school, and one of you are was my former colleague at CSB. So I they know this. Just follow your passion, and the money will follow.
Okay. Penny, once again, we thank you very much for having spoken to us, albeit a bit short, but certainly with those nuggets and with those short, crisp messages, we have learned a lot, and certainly a virtual applause is in good order. Thank you very much, Penny, and we appreciate the time you spent with us this evening.
Thank
Before
you.
we go, dear participants, we just like to have make mention of a few announcements. So that you don't miss out, we ask you to please be on the lookout for our next webinar and other upcoming events. Subscribe at www.powerrenew.com.ph to get updates on events, webinars, and free resources from PowerRenew and our partners. We invite you to register to our next free webinar, which will happen on Feb 3, 2021, 7 to 8 p.m. And the topic, you can see that on the screen, is called Job Search, Starting or Restarting Your Career. This webinar is open to people looking for work for the first time or those who are hoping to switch careers or jobs. Perhaps a great rejoinder, which dovetails with Penny's discussion or coverage this evening. So join us in this webinar, explore simple steps to finding your dream job. And everyone who was registered in this webinar will automatically get an email invite to our February webinar. So we hope you can join us on Feb 3. Now, we at Power and You are always seeking to improve ourselves in our offering. So we'd like to request you to please answer this short survey that will help us craft a relevant, effective program for you. Just scan the QR code or go to www.powerenew.com.ph to access the short survey. And as a token of our appreciation, we will give you a free ebook to those who will answer it. And this ebook is written by, guess who? Penny. And it is called Forward Shift, Managing Life in the Time of a Pandemic. Now, an organization that values inclusion, diversity, inclusion,
Now we're missing June.
Okay,
So it
he had some problem with his connection. Can you hear
mhm.
me? Everyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Trina.
Okay, so I'll just continue from where he left off. Is
Hmm.
that okay?
That's Good.
So, if your organization is finding ways to stabilize from the effects of disruptive forces, then you can contact Powering You so you can learn more about our transformation program that will help redesign and rebuild your organization's blueprint to success. Our program can help your organization recover and even thrive in these challenging times. Lastly, everyone can access the recording of this webinar through Powering You's website, Facebook page, and YouTube channel. But before we officially end, we would like to request for 10 seconds of your time to answer this two question poll. So here we go. We're just launching it. So this will help us to improve our webinars. Everyone, thank you again for joining us, and do join us again in our next webinar on February 3. We'll leave the poll open in case you're not yet done. For those who joined us, once again, thank you and good evening.
And thank you, everyone. From Penny, thank you for being here with us tonight.